Well, it's that time of year. Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.
Hello, colleagues, and wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to the office. And to everyone in the Twitch chat, hello, do sound off. We would love to get to know you. This is an incredibly special episode for us. Not only is it our very first Christmas special, but we are thrilled to have our very first ever guest. Hello, Chris.
Hello. Hello.
How are
Thank
you?
for having me. I'm good. You've left me in the office.
Yeah, sorry. It needs switching off. If you could just grab the lights on your way out, that'd be great.
I live here now. You'll come back in the New Year's and I'll be asleep under one of the desks. Bring me leftovers.
So you've been DMing your own thing, Dungeons, Dragons, and Democracy for a while, but this is the first time you've played in a while. Is that right?
Yeah, I play with every Wednesday with my group, but it's the first time I've played on a stream.
Okay.
Live.
So no pressure.
No pressure, everyone. Just saying.
Well, we will get into it as soon as possible. Before we do, as ever, we have a couple of thanks. As always, a huge thank you to our assistant dungeon managers on Patreon, the wonderful Graham Muir and the incredible Rory O'Sullivan. Thank you so much. They've been with us for over a year now, forever. Since the beginning, even before we were filming, and they've been absolutely amazing. And as ever, we are affiliated with Zavi, and I believe that Catherine has a Christmas game.
It's not a game.
Okay, a very serious
it's a
quiz. Okay.
Quiz is a serious thing. Okay. It's not a quiz that you can win, unfortunately.
The best kind of quiz.
So, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. These are targeted questions, by the way, so, answer when spoken to.
Like fun quizzes.
Michael.
What?
Who plays Oriana in popular UK Dungeons & Dragons 5e campaign Dungeon Manager?
Phone a friend.
We don't have time for this.
DIANI?
Yes. Can you see that?
Just.
Okay. Chris.
Yes.
Who is the special guest on popular UK Dungeons & Dragons 5e campaign Dungeon Manager's Christmas special Carol of the Bells?
Me.
Correct, it is you.
I struggled for a second there, but nailed it in the last bit.
Jess. Yes or no?
No.
Correct.
It's a give it me question.
DIANI, what class are you playing us today? I hope I've got this correct.
Oh, man. Human?
No, that's
Class.
right.
Class! Oh, man. Oh, well, that's embarrassing. Gunslinger.
Correct. I hope that wasn't a spoiler. Sorry.
No, it's not. I mean, you'll figure it out when you see the guns, so.
Billy, who is our glorious leader and dungeon master?
Edward?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
I'm running out of space. Michael, what shape is a beholder?
It's round. It's an O shape.
It is round.
Nice. It's a good one, Billy.
Everyone, when will this quiz end?
Never.
Now.
Jess, what % discount does our code get you off the website zavie.co.uk?
10%.
Correct!
Yay!
10. And Chris, how many sides does a D20 have?
And T.
So, Dungeon 10 gets you 10% off the whole website of zavie.co.uk, and Dungeon 20 gets you 20% off the D&D line.
Woo!
Well,
I'm off now. I'm going to go do that. What am I waiting for? Bye, suckers.
I've got my discounts and I'm out of here.
I've got the company credit card. You left it here in the office.
If you want to take full use of those codes, you can do so. We'll put a link in the description. But Zavi have an incredible range of D&D related related collectibles, clothing. It's all great. They're all wonderful, and we wear a lot of them frequently. You should definitely check them out. And as well as a thanks to Xavi, a huge thank you to Wizards of the Coast for helping to promote this episode, especially during this Yuletide season. And most of all, a huge thank you to Esther Letts for bringing our characters to life once more. This is our second time collaborating with them after they did our incredible portraits on Icewind Dale. And once again, you can check them out on Instagram at Rocket Bubble. They're accepting payments in the form of receipts, as before, to Black Lives Matter charities and fundraisers. So not only will you be supporting an frankly incredible artist, but also an incredibly worthy cause as well. So do go check them out. They're wonderful and we love them very much. If you would like to follow us on social media, you can do so on Twitch. You presumably already are doing so. Or you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You can catch up on old episodes on YouTube. Or if you'd like to do so on podcast form, where you can find our old content as well as our one-shots, you can do so on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean. And I think that is everything. No, it's not everything. You can also support us on Patreon. I always forget that, the one thing that actually brings us any money in. On Patreon. What, sorry?
Pete.
Oh, and Pete as well. We are utilizing it's not all Pete's music tonight. He wasn't able to give us an entire Christmas-themed soundtrack. Good as he is, it would have been a very tight turnaround, but you will be hearing some of his music tonight as well. Link in the Twitch chat. Do go check him out. So, without further ado, join us as we step out of the office, away from work, and into the wintry world of Dungeon Manager. Winter has fallen upon Sharn, the city of towers. A place of mile-high buildings, floating mansions and twisting spires, with sky coaches flying between them. The crisp air makes little difference to the teeming population of the city. Decorations line the web of walkways and bridges between buildings, seeing no end of footfall and lightning-drawn carriages. Floating lights and colourful illusions of fluorescent dragons and presents tumble through the air, delighting child and adult alike. And the shopping centres are busier than ever, with buying and selling, accompanied by the almost constant sound of caroling. But not tonight. The city is currently assailed by the worst snowstorm in recent history. Rough gales buffet against buildings of stone and metal, the gulfs between each structure serving as unyielding wind tunnels. Ice and snow whirlwind over the walkways and through open doors, frost creeping over walls and windows. Sky coaches do not dare brave the skies between towers, and citizens are trapped inside their houses. Save for the wail of the cold, the city is quiet. And high above the city spires as night falls, a full moon hangs heavy in the sky, and unlike the glistening white stars around it, it is turning ever slowly red. For with an impending lunar eclipse, a blood moon will dominate the sky tonight, an ill omen for many, and a sign of ghosts and spirits. And high up in the upper city, near where the towers and spires touch the clouds themselves, sits the Silver Bells Hotel. Looking out over the buildings below, it is an impressive structure of glass and stone. Before its renovation, it began its life as a warning tower at the dawn of the last war, overseen by mages and warforged alike. Its giant structure housed 2 beautifully crafted silver bells, immense in size, and capable of producing such a sound as to echo round the very city itself. But the bells were never rung. And over the course of years, in the aftermath of the war, the building fell into disrepair. The unused silver bells grew old and rusted, and those watching over the city disappeared, relocated, or simply left for pastures new. However, it wasn't long before it was renovated into something new, a place not of war, but of community. And the Silver Bells Hotel was opened, owned by Margaret Evergard and her husband Henson Murdstone. It was a place of music, laughter, and life, especially with the arrival of their niece, Nimeth, daughter of Margaret's sister. They were renowned for the parties they would throw, the coin and food that they would give to charity, and the happiness they brought to so many. But then, on one winter night 30 years ago, Margaret passed away. Henson was, of course, distraught. He ordered his wife's room be locked up, and he shut himself off from the outside world, becoming an embittered, withdrawn man, ignoring all, including his own niece. Attendance of the hotel fell, and it became as cold and as quiet as the bells above it. And so it is on this night. Many of the staff have left for the holidays, and the few that remain are trapped inside by the wind and weather alongside the other guests. It is silent, no more so than in the building's lobby. A large open space with towering ceilings. On one side of the room, high, snow-covered windows stretch from the floor to the ceiling, while around the room, over green, patterned wallpaper, humming orange bulbs sit, illuminating the space. At the centre of the room is a small island. A lobby desk stands, made of rich mahogany, and a small copper bell on its surface. Behind this is a freestanding stack of pigeonholes, in which hang several small golden keys. Upon first glance, it would be tempting to believe the room is empty, so quiet and still is it, until one looks more closely behind the desk itself. Chris, would you like to give us your character's name, their appearance, and their preferred personal pronouns, please?
Hello, I'm Messington. Preferred pronouns are he and him, though it is entirely irrelevant. I very much look like a standard warforged, though I have smartened my appearance up with this wonderful paint to resemble a butler's suit with a little tie, white shirt, black suit jacket, although it is painted onto my armour, obviously, from a forgotten age, one slightly uncouth that we shall not mention. You can see my cuffs. I've added a slight golden detailing to the edge, and my monocle that replaces my lost eye.
So as you stand overlooking the empty lobby, you hear footsteps behind you echoing around the space. Messington, are you there?
Yes, sir?
And around the corner comes a short, very thin dwarf, gaunt, pale features, very little hair atop his head. He has a full grey beard that, you know, was once beautifully maintained, is now little more than a thistle bush around his mouth. He wears a rich red velvet jacket that has clearly seen better days, and as he comes round the corner, stooped. I do not pay you to stand idle all day, Messington.
I apologize, sir. What would you have me do?
Room 11 has requested fresh towels. See to it that they are taken up.
Immediately, sir. Any particular towels or just our general ones?
Loath but count. There is also a singing coming from one of the rooms. I take it to be the entertainer we have hired for the holidays. Knock on his door, kindly remind him that he is being paid for music in the dining hall only. He is not required to go about it at all hours of the day. It is bad enough the racket that my niece makes at all hours in that attic of hers.
Certainly, sir, but wouldn't it be better if he practiced prior to the performance?
Not to my ears.
I'll get him to do it into a jar, sir.
Thank you, Messington. And inform the guests and my niece that dinner shall be at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Absolutely. I'll do it immediately.
Messington.
Yes?
He reaches into his pocket and brings out what looks to be a small lump of coal. I found this outside my bedroom. See to it that you are more careful when you are restocking the fireplaces.
Apologies, sir. My mistake. I'll make sure that's seen to.
And if the guests ask after me, tell them I am busy. I do not wish to be disturbed.
Absolutely.
Tonight, of all nights.
Absolutely. No disturbances whatsoever, sir. I'll put you on Do Not Disturb.
If you need me, I will be in the dining room. Alone.
Alone. Would you, do you require any food?
I will eat with the other guests at 10 o'clock, Messington.
Absolutely. Of course.
And he turns and walks away. As he does so, you see him turn towards the only other item in the room. A portrait hanging on the wall. A portrait of an elven woman, tall and wearing a beautiful purple dress, skin as pale as her blonde hair, which stands tall above her features. And around her neck hangs a golden locket. And he shuffles off into the main hall and away. And as you stand there in the lobby, you hear the door echo as it knocks.
I'll go and open the door. And on the way, I'll, as I go across, hello? Who is that?
There is no answer.
I'll open the door. The master has asked to not be disturbed.
DIANI, would you like to give us your character's name, appearance, and their preferred personal pronouns, please?
My character's name is Leah. It is she, her. She is of medium height. She has brown bobbed hair that looks slightly uneven, as though she may have perhaps cut it herself. And she wears a white shirt. Over the top, there is a brown bodice, and she wears brown leather trousers and knee-high boots, and she also has a cowboy hat. And she is also accompanied by a bunny whose name is Lester.
So as you open the door, Messington, you see this very cold individual before you, standing against the buffeting winds, and you see the skyline of Sharn beyond her, snow whirling all around.
Milady, it is freezing out there. Do you have a reservation?
May I enter? It's frightfully cold.
Oh, well, of course, but you can only come into the foyer for now.
Well, wow, it's so cold outside. I just need to come in.
Well, absolutely, come in to the foyer, but unless you have a reservation, there is going to be nowhere for you to stay in here.
Can I just wait inside a bit?
Absolutely, I wouldn't leave you out in the cold, not on a night such as this. Come in and bring that lovely little bunny with you.
Oh, thank you. And I have Lester in my arms.
Oh, lovely. I do love bunnies. Bring him in. As long as he's nice and quiet. I guess, is it a he? I don't know.
It's a she.
It's a she. I apologize. It's very hard to tell from this distance, especially, and rabbits are not known for their outward appearance. If you would come into the foyer, get warm by the fire.
Thank you so much for your hospitality. It's greatly appreciated.
Welcome to the Silver Bells.
Leah, as you enter, you take one glance back at the air vehicle that is hitched a little further along, hastily anchored against the nearby tower. It looks secure, but as you look back, you see a shape moving through the snow, a silhouette, and in a moment it is gone.
I cuddle Lester closer to my chest.
The door closes behind you, and you are met with this expansive lobby. The only thing in its center, the small wooden desk.
Come in, I would say take a seat, but you'll have to lean up against one of the walls, unfortunately. It's not a very welcoming lobby, foyer.
Oh, it's perfectly fine. It's much nicer than most places I've been recently.
Well, that doesn't sound very... If this is the most welcoming you've been recently, then you definitely have a story to tell. I'll see if I can get you some kind of warm drink, because wearing that, you must be freezing.
That would be much appreciated. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Sit down. Do I have some kind of chair behind the desk?
Yeah, you'd have a chair behind the desk, yeah.
Here, have my chair. I don't really have a need for it. It's merely there as decoration.
Oh, no, I couldn't
anyway.
possibly.
I don't bend at the knee. Here. Bring it around.
As Messington stiffly brings it over to you, with metal footsteps reverberating around the lobby, you are brought this beautiful wooden chair.
Take a seat here. Just warm up. There's no need. And obviously, does Lester need any food or drink?
If you could spare a carrot, that would be most fine.
Fresh fruit and veg is not something we have in spades here, but I'll go and check and see what the kitchen can provide. Just don't wander anywhere beyond this room. That's all I ask.
I narrow my eyes suspiciously.
Okay. So, Messington, you're off in search of food?
Yes, I will go to find a kitchen or scullery or whatever else there is. Maybe I've got something underneath the desk.
Looking under the desk and finding no carrots, you head over to the kitchen, deeper into the hotel, moving through the main hall and past the large tree that stands in its center. It is a large, open main hall, and much as the lobby, green patterned wallpaper lines it with long strings of colourful bright lights hanging between tall white marble pillars. On one side of the room, much as with the lobby, there is a wall of large glass windows, and in their centre, a pair of double doors leading out to a balcony. Snow batters against the windows, as with the much of the rest of the building. But opposite this, there is a large stone fireplace that is currently roaring away. And on either side of this, curved wooden stairs on each side up to a mahogany balcony where you can see the clockwork elevator at its top leading to the other rooms. And in the center of the room, a giant fir tree on a red rug looms over everything. Lights and decorations cover its surface, many of which you placed on there, along with a facade of snowfall across its needles. And all around its base, dozens and dozens of what you know to be empty boxes, but immaculately wrapped, if you say so yourself.
Yeah, but you
continue on through until you find your way to the kitchen. And on your way, you see where the towels are stacked as well. And you're able to grab a couple of suitable items for the rabbit and perhaps for the guest as well.
I notice a small tear in one of the towels, lift up my finger, and a tiny sewing needle comes out. And I sew it back up very quickly, and it zips back in, and then on my way. Okay. All clean and shiny. You wouldn't even have known it was there.
Make a dexterity check for me, please.
Dexterity.
Before you jump the proverbial gun.
Apologies.
No. It's good.
It is a 7.
It is. This is, as Henson said, one of the cheaper towels. You're able to patch it up. It's definitely not your finest work, but on a towel of this state, probably.
I apologize. I should be more careful with the way I do it. I'm using the cantrip mending.
Oh, right, yes.
Through a series of tools.
Fine, then.
I was unsure if the dexterity check was for checking that someone else was watching or something.
No,
I have a...
The light deceives you. You've done a great job. It's perfect.
Fantastic. I do not have... I'm not magical, but I do have a series of things that can help me as a butler.
Mm-hmm. So you head back and give Lester the carrot, and you have the towel in hand.
Okay, I know where room 11 is, don't I?
You do, yes. It's on the second.
Then I will say thank you. Here is the things for you, and that is for your wonderful rabbit. Stay here. I have an errand to run, and I'll be back very shortly to keep you company on this cold night.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you're busy, you don't have to come back. It's fine. I can look after myself and my bunny.
That's okay, but this is where I normally am. I have to stay here behind the desk. There's guests here.
Right,
But I will be back
okay.
anyway. Don't worry. I don't have any. The only thing I need to do is attend to my jobs, come back here, await another order. I help run this wonderful hotel. So if you need anything else, don't hesitate to ask me, but please do not go exploring on your own due to the privacy of the guests.
Of course, I won't go any further.
I appreciate your candor. And I will head to Messington, will head to room 11.
So you move out of the lobby, leaving Leah and Lester alone, going into the main hall, and you head up to the clockwork elevator. You pull the requisite lever and head up. As you reach the second floor, you pull aside the grating, and a long green carpet stretches down the corridor before you. Humming orange lights stand between the doors that line the walls, ending in a large circular window through which you can see nothing on account of the snow and ice. And echoing down the corridor from one of the rooms, you hear muffled singing.
Oh, it's I better go and speak to that musician, but first I better drop this towel off. I think just muttering to myself as I go. I've got it draped over one arm. I head straight to room 11 rather than the singing. I'll deal with this first.
So you head on down until you find the door embossed with copper-plated numbers, and you knock on the door. And after some hesitation, the door opens. Jess, would you like to describe your character, give us their name and their preferred personal pronouns, please?
I am playing Dr. Akula, which is Acula. He's very tall, aristocratic looking, high cheekbones, kind of pale skin, dark hair, black cloak, and he has he/him pronouns, you've guessed, and he's definitely human.
Suspicious.
No, he's definitely
Gaunt.
human. No, I'm saying, like, he's definitely human. It's fine. So, open the door. Ah, my Warforged friend, you have brought me my towels.
Doctor, absolutely. It's lovely to see you again. Doctor, here, it is one of our finest. And I just hand it over.
The work can get so messy sometimes.
What work are you attending to?
I am a doctor of blood.
Lovely. And you're working on that in the room right now, are you?
Oh yes, I am being very careful. Bloodology is a very sacred profession.
Bloodology. Yes, that does sound real. I'm holding the towel very like this.
It's
and
very
you're going to use my lovely towels to mop up blood.
Oh no, my sweat. It is very intensive work.
Well, that's okay, but these are lovely hotel towels. I'm very proud of them. Please use them for blood, not so much. If you'd like that, I'm sure we've got some paper or a mop we can get, and I'm sure we can send someone up. Where are you getting the blood?
Oh, I have a collection.
Oh, do you? Oh, how lovely. Marvelous. And you're keeping that in this room as well?
Oh, yes, it's...
Oh, yes, good.
Yeah.
Lovely. How much of a collection?
I mean, lots, several vials, some bottles, all the blood you can fit in a suitcase.
All the blood you could fit in a suitcase. And even though I don't have a throat to swallow with, I'm going to gulp.
There is a distinctive click of gears as Messington stands before you, good doctor.
Yes. Well, if you need anything, don't be afraid to ask. I would just try to keep it clean. That would be lovely.
I'm well known for my cleanliness. Look at my suit. No.
And you're well kept. Oh yes, well that's very impressive for a doctor of bloodology. You're so clean. I would have expected it to be everywhere.
Exactly.
Good. I'm glad. Is there anything you need? Can I help you with anything? Do you need any assistance with it? Maybe let me have a look very briefly at the room. I'm not concerned. I trust you. Absolutely.
Oh no, it's all fine. And I I slightly, so it's just my face.
I'm like this. There's no blood everywhere, is there? There's no blood on the walls or anything?
No.
Make a perception check, Chris.
Okay. A 23.
Yes. What does Messington see as he looks in?
It's a hotel room. There are some vials and Bunsen burners. Just like haphazardly filled with red liquid. And there's some notes, like some journals. Some of the ink looks a bit red, a bit suspicious looking. There's just lots of different bottles full of what you would assume to be blood.
But it looks clean.
Yeah, the room is clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say.
The doctor is a very clean human man.
Every time you say that, it sounds less convincing.
That was it.
I am a very clean human man. That's how I introduce myself.
It's very normal.
I'm going to say that you're going to hear a click as my monocle zooms in on and back you, and then come back. Well, it all looks in order. I don't see anything everywhere, but I have to warn you: if those Bunsen burners might cost you a deposit, I'd be very careful with them. I appreciate that you're a doctor and you know what you're doing, but accidents do happen.
I would never leave them unsupervised. Fire safety. Especially during the winter time, it's so important.
It is, absolutely. And you have done nothing to quell my suspicions. But thank you very much for talking to me. If you have anything else, do not hesitate to contact me at the front desk. I'm always available there. And should you need someone to come out and put a fire out quickly, also shout very loudly as you come. Let's get someone up here as quick as possible. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to send someone up with a bucket of sand. Just for my personal peace of mind. Would you mind?
But it's no problem. You are so welcoming, my Warforged friend.
Yes, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm
That's
very
lovely.
well looked after here.
Good. Well, you look after that room well. I'm very proud of our little place we've got here. I mean, it's exceptionally large, but it's nice, and we would like to keep it that way.
You have to be proud of your work. Now,
You do, absolutely.
I will go back to my blood.
Messington's just going to stand still while you close the door.
It's very awkward as it slowly just closes into place.
And as the door closes, my shoulders go like that. And now I should deal with that singer. I mean, he does need to practice, so I'm going to head down to that.
As you're walking towards the door with the noise, another door further on down opens up, and another figure comes out into the corridor. Michael, would you like to describe your character, give us their name and preferred personal pronouns, please?
What you see is a human male who is slightly thin, average height. He has a bushy blonde white beard and wavy gingerish hair, but he wears a bowler hat on his head that has a hammered bronze ribbon around the hat. He is wearing an immaculate black suit and tie with a white shirt underneath. He carries a slightly battered leather satchel that has a lot of brass work along the quite thick shoulder band and he wears slightly scuffed dress shoes that have very, very worn soles. His eyes are a slightly odd shade of grey, and he looks quite sleep deprived. His name is William Fizzwizzle, and his preferred pronouns are he, him, his.
So this is the individual you see coming out of the room right at the end of the corridor, coincidentally right next to the room with all of the singing coming out of it.
Mm-hmm. Good to say under my breath. Ah, yes, another perfectly normal human being. Mr. Fizzwizzle!
Oh,
happy seasons to you.
Happy seasons to you too.
How are you doing tonight?
Quite tired, really. But you know, how are you?
As always, I am perfectly splendid. I see from your satchel that are you heading out for the evening?
No, I just always like to keep it with me, you know.
One must have his tools on him at all times.
No tools. No.
No tools. Fair enough. Yes, fair enough. Is there anything I can assist you with this evening?
No. I was just trying to get some sleep before dinner, and it's quite noisy.
Ah, yes, the singer. I'm about to go and address that issue.
Well, I mean, you know, you don't have. Don't be. Not that you would, but
it's okay.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I didn't mention anything. Don't worry.
It's not. You're not the only one who's made a complaint. I'm going to.
It's not. It's not a complaint. Let's not be too strong about it. It's not a bother. I forget I said anything.
It's forgotten already. Don't even worry about it.
Good.
But I am still going to be having a word with her. That is unfortunately part of my duties for this evening.
Right. Okay. Don't mention me. Please.
I wasn't planning on doing it, but if you specifically don't want me to, I can absolutely make an effort to not mention you again.
Good.
Is there a reason not to specifically?
Well, no, I just wouldn't like anybody in the hotel thinking that I was uncomfortable with them or insulted them in any way, shape, or form. I'm just not very good with confrontation.
That's perfectly acceptable. No one likes a fight, do they, sir? And
no, nobody likes it. I especially me. I don't like to fight at all. The rumors to the contrary are obviously untrue.
Oh, I didn't know there were any rumors.
There aren't.
Okay. There's no rumors. You don't want me to mention you. No. We won't. I wasn't going to, but I won't specifically, and I won't repeat any of those rumors you mentioned either.
There aren't any, so you couldn't repeat them anyway.
That's utterly agreeable to me. But where are you off to right now? Are you off to dinner?
I was planning on going down there, but I don't know what time.
At 10 p.m.
What time is it now?
It's around 9 o'clock at the moment.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. So in an hour. Okay, I'll just go back into my room and wait then.
Well, if you'd like, there is another guest down in the foyer who is rather alone at the moment and probably would appreciate a friendly face.
No.
They have a rabbit.
No.
You seem like the friendly type. I thought you'd like something fluffy to quell your worries.
No, I don't. No, it's fine. I'll just try and get some more sleep.
Well, hopefully you'll not have a problem with that almost immediately.
Thank you, Messington. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you. Is there anything I could bring you up to your room to aid? Maybe another pillow to put over your head or an extra towel to put around it?
No, that won't help.
Okay. I didn't mean to disturb you.
You didn't. I came out of the room. I'm going to go back in now, and I just closed the door before anything else.
Okay. Now, another perfectly normal human being is what I say to myself as you do that.
Fizzwizzle, as you turn back to the door, you glance out of the window and you see the soft red glow of the moon outside and a shape in the wind. But it is
Oh dear. There's nothing there. It's nothing. You didn't see anything. Let's just go back to sleep.
Messington, the door closes and you're once again alone in the corridor, the sound of singing coming from the room next to you.
I'm going to knock. Excuse me? Hello?
I open the door.
Billy, would you like to give us your character's name, their appearance, and their preferred personal pronouns, please?
So, I am a 6 foot tall, very cat-like creature. Pronouns are he, him. Jet black fur with bronze and gold patterns in it, all the way down to the tail. Very well groomed, brisk whiskers. And very lean, deep brown eyes. Singing voice, as you heard from the practicing. And tends to be very welcoming, very jolly. Big smile. Yes?
We don't know.
Hello? What may I address you as, sir?
Well, my name is Curian.
Curian, that is a lovely name, Curian. I believe we met earlier. I'm Messington. I am the concierge for this hotel. That lovely singing, what was that song?
See, that is for the performance later, you see, Messington. It was Messington, was it? I'm terrible with names.
Messington.
So many people I meet.
Don't worry, it's a lot of verbs and vowels. Now, I've just forgotten your name, actually, immediately there.
My full name is Curian Amako Hathali, if you must.
Curian, unfortunately, I lack the tongue in order to do the last couple of vowels for that, the syllables for that. But Curian, I have had a number of guests say that your singing is keeping them awake at the moment, including the owner of this hotel. Would you mind just being a little bit quieter with your practicing? I appreciate an artist does need to rehearse.
Well, I suppose it is a little bit late. Maybe a bar or two and I shall go to bed, but all in preparation, you understand. Would you like to come
Absolutely.
in? I've got a nice bottle of spicy wine I brought over in my travels. Really nice. Well, you do drink, don't you, Messington?
It would be wasted on me. I lack taste buds, but I can probably look at it and enjoy the visual aspects of a good wine. However, as it is, I have many duties to perform about the hotel, and I really appreciate the offer, Curion. But mainly, I was coming up just to ask you to be a bit more respectful of other people staying here this evening, and to tell you that dinner is at 10.
Dinner? Oh, I am famished. Okay, in that case, I shall go and get ready, and perhaps a little bit of singing in the bathroom, but I shan't be as loud. You understand?
Not too loud. Absolutely. It's absolutely delightful singing. I was particularly enamored by the tune you were just sharing with the whole hotel. However, let's think of each of the different rooms as individual domains, and you wouldn't want someone else encroaching on yours, much like, so let's do it for the other way around. You lovely man, you.
Well, but if it were me, I could sleep through anything. Oh, there was this one time I was passing through this tavern, loud racket, but I slept through it. Do you know why? I'd been traveling for 14 days straight. That was a long haul. But hey, I suppose.
You were traveling and sleeping simultaneously. That's an incredible feat. How were you
I slept at the
that?
end of the journey, not during. Well, very little during. There was merriment, there was wine, there were these other tabaxi and some dwarves, I think. There may have been a giant or two. That was a fun trip.
Interrupting this, there is upstairs. It sounds like it's coming from 2 floors above, but it is quite a loud bang.
Oh dear, I must see to that. And I immediately turn and head towards the noise. Can I tell where it is? Can I be more specific?
From the sound of it, from your time in the hotel, and from your knowledge of the residents of the hotel, you would know that this is coming from the attic.
I'll say, okay, and I'll rush to the lift.
So, taking the clockwork lift up, you go up 2 more floors, past Henson's personal quarters and the room in which you are never permitted. You head up to the top floor, and you see some smoke floating through the air of this still very large, expansive space. But as you wave it away from in front of your monocle, you see a figure. Catherine, would you like to give your name, preferred personal pronouns, and appearance?
Okay, so my name is Nimith. I like to think she has a Welsh accent, but I'm not going to do that, so you can imagine that. I had a description and then I minimized it. Hang on, it's right here. So she is an elf. She's got very short, sort of blonde silvery hair, pale skin, like very sort of sharp cheekbones. She's quite slim and dainty, and she is wearing a cloak, and underneath the cloak you can see that she has armor all the way along her arm, all the way up to the fingers. She has on the counter beside her there is a tiny mechanical pseudo-dragon that is really chubby. His name is Rivet, and he used to be a frog. And now he's a dragon.
You are very familiar with Rivet's accelerated evolution. You have witnessed it from beginning to end.
What else? She's wearing some quite fancy elfy boots. That's about it, really. Messington would know that she's wearing armor underneath the cloak, but the cloak does cover the armor. Yes, and as she turns, as you enter, she has these like mechanical glasses that have all the lenses that come out, and then she turns and her eyes are like really big, and she presses a switch on the side and it goes.
Lady Nimith, must you be so loud with your experiments?
Messington, come in. I'm just working on my latest thing.
Your latest thing? I see Rivet has changed yet again.
Oh, I needed him to fly.
And you thought a dragon this time?
Yes, dragons have wings.
Dragons have wings. Oh, well, they do, but so do sparrows and lack the ability to breathe fire. Is he, how is Rivet feeling about this?
Well, it's funny you speak of fire. That's exactly what I was trying.
Rivet gives you this sort of help me look and just Rivet.
So didn't change his voice box then, just left that?
Oh no, I couldn't take that away from him.
Rivet.
I like to imagine he's just like, it's a living. Like.
Well, this is much better than the time you changed him into an otter, I'm sure. I'm going to press a little thing on my chest, and a compartment opens, and I take out the bit of coal, and I close the compartment again, and I say, and be more careful with this. This was outside his room again, and I'll hand it to you.
I will go and take it and put it on a barrel full of coal that I have in the corner.
He doesn't understand. This is for you. Don't do it again. He always blames it on me.
Okay, point taken.
Even though I've told him 100 times I'm not coal-powered. Yes, so if you could keep it down. We have a number of guests, including the famous Curion, lovely singer, but I was just telling him to be quiet, and I can't tell him to be quiet if you're up here being even louder.
Well, I'll just have to install another door somewhere on the way. That should keep the sound out.
I'm not sure that I heard it 2 floors down. I'm not sure how many doors you can put between us and that noise. What was it you were doing?
I was just working on this, and then I'll do a cantrip.
Do a cantrip.
Fireball. I'll do fireball in a contained area. I think I have there's probably a sort of thing against a wall which has marks and burn marks and stuff on it, which is clearly a safe area.
And you can see in front of this there are a number of what look to be the remains of dummies, each of which have various bits of armor draped over them, and silhouettes behind this where there's slightly more burn marks than others.
Well, I commend your efforts, and it looks like you've definitely got that working, Lady Nimeth. I would ask you to not do it so late into the evening. We're about to serve dinner, and we do not want to put the guests off, especially on a night such as this.
But we just had dinner yesterday.
Unfortunately, you humans need to eat at least 3, or you biologicals need to eat at least 3 times a day, it seems.
Okay, well, I suppose that's good timing. I'll put this away.
What are you doing with that? Have you made that, or is that magic? How have you made that work?
Oh, this fire thing?
Yes, this fire thing.
It's just something I've been working on. I did a prototype for Rivet, and then I thought I'll install that in my arm, and I'll lift it up, and there's a little tiny rocket that comes off the side that creates a flame.
Lessington will bring his hands up nervously like this and go, so that fire, pointing at the safe area, is in your arm?
Yeah, would you like one?
No. I don't believe I'll ever see the need for it. You've already looked at a lot of the things that are built into me, and you'll know that I don't need it. This is perfectly good, and I've got a little crossbow that comes out and goes back in again, and we've never needed that. It's only there. It has helped deliver messages rather rapidly, though.
I have no need for any of the things I have, and there's just stuff all everywhere.
Yes, but you never know, do you? And at least one of us comes well prepared. Does Rivet need to eat yet, or have you not perfected a gut?
I didn't think adding that would be very helpful. Best if he doesn't get hungry, I think.
I absolutely agree, but we very rarely see eye to eye on this. I would rather not have a flying, flame-breathing creature around my hotel, but you appear to think that's necessary, and that's your choice. I support all of your creativity. Just keep it safe. And you, Rivet, look after yourself, and please remember the last time we did something like this. Do you remember the acid? Just never again. Will you be joining us, Lady Nimeth, for food at 10?
Yes, I'll be there.
Excellent. Is there anything you need this evening? Maybe I could help with maybe a blanket to cover the sounds. Maybe you can do something underneath that. Or maybe also, I'm sending a bucket of sand up to the good doctor. Would you also like one?
I have one here, and there's a barrel of sand. So I take a bucket and I fill one up and I hand it to you to give to the guest.
Oh, that's lovely of you. That's very helpful. That stops me having to go down into our sand room. I've been awake a long time, Lady Nimeth. So I'll take the bucket of sand.
Okay.
I'll head back down to the doctor.
So the next hour passes quietly. Leah, you sit in the lobby waiting for the return of this stiff-legged mechanical individual who welcomed you in. Dr. Akula, you receive your bucket of sand, and Kurian, you continue your practice. Fizzwizzle, you sit in your room, attempting to sleep, but hearing sounds outside. And Nimeth, you continue in your experiments until eventually it is 10 o'clock and everyone begins to go downstairs. As you do, Doctor, you step out and you notice something that no one else seems to. Underneath one of the side tables, in a small bundle, there is a small group of birch twigs, all tied together.
Are we all in the room at the moment? Would it be rude for me to pick that up? I feel just like sat down and I'm just gonna like upend the table and go like some sticks.
Everyone's sort of making their way down the corridor towards the elevator. This is just outside your room.
Okay, I would like to pick up the sticks.
Okay. It is small. You recognize them as birch and immaculately wrapped. It's sort of a black ribbon round the outside of it.
I think, thinking that it's one of the city's quaint customs, I will put it in my suit jacket and wait for the appropriate moment to bring it up at dinner.
Okay. So everyone heads down. And Leah, you watch from a distance as a number of individuals come out of the elevator and down the stairs off into a faraway room where you see a roaring fire underneath a large mantelpiece.
Is everyone's attention focused towards like dinner, or is there anyone like kind of not like paying any attention to me?
Make a perception check for me.
That's an 18.
18. Looks as though everyone is being filed very, very efficiently by Messington towards the dining hall.
How far away is Messington?
He's in another room, and the rooms are very wide and very vast.
Okay. Just because I'm nosy, are there any doors on this ground floor?
Just the one through to the main hall, through which everyone is moving into the dining hall beyond.
Okay. Okay, I will stay where I am for now.
Okay. So the rest of you, stepping through towering mahogany doors and past the large tree at the centre of the main hall, you are met with another large room, one you are acquainted with. Green patterned wallpaper and a matching carpet. Fireplace standing opposite, taller than many of you and roaring away softly. Above this, a stuffed moose head looms down from above, and above even this, a large gold-framed portrait of 3 individuals. The owner, Henson Murdstone, and a female elf wearing a silver locket, who has her hands on the shoulders of a young half-elf between them. And around the room are various circular white cloth tables on which there are beautiful candle-lit decorations, and to one side you see a large semicircle raised stage on which there are automated instruments and a microphone stand. And off in the very, very corner of the room, you see Henson Murdstone crouched over a plate, eating away and keeping to himself. So what is everyone ordering for dinner?
I totally assumed you just got what you were given.
Not in this hotel. It's fancy.
Well, there's a selection.
So, Dr. Akula, what would you like to eat?
So I would first like to say that I'm in like a dinner jacket. I've like dressed for dinner, as any gentleman will, but I'm still wearing the cloak. That's very important. But I'm still
because you're a normal human being.
Yeah, I guess I'm a normal human being. Just a very human question. Is it silverware, the cutlery?
It is silverware, yes.
Okay, I'm wearing gloves. Just casually, I'm wearing gloves. And I'm like, I will just have some soup, please. What are your drinks tonight? Messington, I don't know who's doing the food.
I believe we have serving people for that, but I can take your order if I need to.
Who is there? I'm talking to somebody.
Messington is there. It is low on staff at the moment.
Absolutely. It's due to the snowstorm outside. They have been unable to arrive. The roads are completely packed. What would you like to drink? There is numerous things.
Well, I do not drink wine.
Good choice.
I do not drink beer.
Well, perhaps we should start with what you do drink.
On second thought, I will have I have brought my own sustenance, and I bring out a little sort of flask. I have a very sensitive stomach. I think this will do.
Oh, that's fine. Would you like the kitchen to heat that up for you?
No, it's fine. It's just the right temperature.
It's just the right temperature. That's lovely. And you did you do that with the Bunsen burner in your room?
No, it's best lukewarm.
Best.
As you're having this very concerning conversation, Messington, you see Henson over in the corner just beckon you over.
I'll leave you with that, Doctor. I'll get someone to bring a vessel over so that you don't just have to drink it out of the bag. I'll gesture to one of the only staff, and then I'll head over to Henson.
Is this some kind of Yuletide jest?
No, sir, I do not believe it is.
Takes out another lump of coal. I found this beneath my posterior when I sat down on my chair.
Oh, sir. Maybe you should have been more careful.
I beg your pardon, Missington.
Well, you see, now, I do not believe that was left on the chair. Maybe it was left in your pocket.
Missington, I know what I carry around in my pockets and what I do not. It was not in my pocket when I came into this room, and when I sat down, it was beneath me.
Yes, sir. Well, you believe everyone is beneath you, so I can appreciate that. Now, and I'll reach for it. I will dispose of that as necessary. Where would you like me to put it?
Anywhere you please. Just anywhere away from me.
Is there... this is just standard coal, do you believe? Or would you have any reason to believe...
It is coal. It does not matter whether it is standard or otherwise. I wish to remain in peace while I eat my meal. Messington, is that so much to ask?
Absolutely. I will make sure that you are not disturbed by any other coal or rocks or any other geoformations. Enjoy your meal. If you need anything, I believe one of the other guests may need my help. We are drastically understaffed this evening.
I am quite aware. Go about your business, Messington.
And I'll dust off just in front of him like that with a little duster, and then I'll
put my hand out for the coal.
As I zoom past, I'll just drop
and then I put it in my metal pocket.
So the rest of you, in time, are served your meals. You sit and you eat them. And the hour continues peacefully. Most of you sat on separate tables, not knowing one another. Nimeth, you, for the first time, really observe all of these individual guests and their strange quirks, especially the one with the high collar who appears to every so often furtively drink from their flask. The very nervous, tired-looking individual with his satchel next to him as he eats. The very gregarious tabaxi who is sat to one side, occasionally regaling people with stories. And as you look, you see in the lobby sort of strange individual wearing a cowboy hat and a little rabbit at their feet. But as the evening wears on and your meals are taken away to the kitchen, and Messington, as you arrive back into the room, the lights begin to flicker, the bulbs shuddering in and out before finally the room is plunged into darkness. Your shadows are long and heavy across the green floor, diminishing as the orange glow of the firelight, too, begins to descend into little more than embers. A ghastly pallor covers the room, and the place is suddenly very cold. And Fizzwizzle, you see shadows moving across the wall. Chains seem to hang down from them, and in their hand, bundles of what look to be branches whip against their backs. Henson Murdstone,
The winds of winter are creeping in. They have observed you these past years. Your ill will towards your fellow and your lack of cheer and charity. And now you must beware. Beware the birch and beware his smile. He comes to claim your soul.
And you all look. In the corner of the room, Henson sits, looking around, unsure of what to make of this.
But it is not too late. You can be saved. The answers lie within these walls. Find them and repent before the bell tolls 1.
And then Messington, for the first time in your long, long life, you hear the sound of the bells come from above. It is the first time they have rung. And as you all sit there in the dining room, the fireplace suddenly roars to life once more, a blazing column of green fire shooting up through the chimney. And Leia, from the lobby, you see silhouetted against the wall the same figure you saw out in the snow as you came in. Tall, arms spread wide, and horns stretching above its head. And then there is nothing. Except for you, Fizzwizzle. You see the shadowy figures begin to slowly walk out of the dining room, and as they enter the main hall, float up until they are through the ceiling. Henson turns around to all of you. What is this, some kind of prank?
I do not believe any tomfoolery was had, sir. I
did not ask you, Messington. I was asking these guests.
Well, he was correct. There's nothing going on. What just happened?
I'll go and fix the light, and I'll head to the fuse box. The fantasy
fuse box. Okay.
It's not normal in your city? I thought it was part of the festivities.
Of course it is not usual. This has never happened before. I will not stand for it, not in my hotel.
I mean, out of character, I'm just going to say if I was him, I would not be worried, because it's going to take like 10 years for George R.R. Martin to finish The Winds of Winter. So like a good old decade.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, it's just like, whatever, it's fine, mate. Yeah, no.
While this is happening, I'm going to use one of the lenses in my thing to detect magic.
Okay. So, doing so, your monocle just... You look at Henson, and you see a strange, dark pallor around him. And as you look up, you sense that high, high above the building, from your experience, you would wager at its very top, something hums. And Fizzwizzle, as you look over towards Henson, you see the same pallor around him, like smoke rising from his figure into the air around him.
So I believe there is something concerning you. There is a slight aura around you.
What are you talking about?
Well, you have asked where this comes from, and it looks like it has something to do with your personage, sir. I can see it on you, and I'll tap my lens.
This is ridiculous. On tonight of all nights. Of all nights.
So you've said that a couple of times. Is there something we should know about? With this happening around us, I'm worried about the safety of our guests. Is there something we should know?
You would know, Missington. Do not jest me. Do not jest me on this.
I do not jest, though. I just maybe thought there might be some more information could be linked to the current goings-on.
Do you not remember what night this is? Do you not remember what happened 30 years ago on this very night, Messington?
I remember it as if it was yesterday, sir.
And how dare you question me? How dare you question me?
I apologize. I did not mean to offend. I am merely concerned about the safety of our residents and yourself.
Nimeth, as you head towards the fantasy fuse box and look at it, make an investigation check for me.
The Among Us game, where you're like,
21.
By all accounts, the lights should be working. But for whatever reason, no current flows through them.
So the lights are still off.
They're still off.
I turn them off and on again.
No effect. It is dark, and the only light is a strange red glow that comes in through the windows that surround the hotel as the moonlight slowly turns to blood red.
Are there light bulbs?
There are, yes.
I'll close the fantasy fuse box and go back into the room with everyone else, and I'm just gonna get on the table and start taking out the light bulb.
Okay, you do so.
I'm gonna look at the light bulb.
There's nothing wrong with it. It should be working.
Okay, I just tap it with my metal finger, hum and put it back again.
Lady Nimeth, can you see what's happening up there?
Well, it's nothing to do with the lights that I can see.
Anyone else have any ideas?
Well, what exactly happened on this night so many years ago? I turned to Mr. Henson.
My face is like, no.
I will not recount such things for people that I do not know.
Well, an apparition, a voice, a mysterious voice shows up and gives you a lot of talking to. The lights go out, and suddenly we're guests in perhaps a predicament. So I think you really should tell us what happened 12 years ago.
And I take it you are an expert in such things?
You never know you're an expert till you know more. So?
Make a persuasion check.
26.
He looks at you, and then at Messington, and then somewhat reluctantly at you, Nimeth.
My wife died on this night, 30 years ago. That is all I wish to say on the matter.
Sir, is there any way you could elaborate on that would help with this situation? I feel that I lack knowledge of the specifics. I do not want to recount any painful memories for you, but could this in any way be linked to that?
She died of natural causes. There was nothing that could be done.
Forgive me for probing, but what were the natural causes?
Illness. It was an illness of the blood. It could not be stopped. I sought out the finest medical practitioners I could find, but nothing. She could not be saved.
It was a terrible tragedy, sir.
Uncle, what is the birch?
I have no idea. No earthly idea. Like I say, this is some prank that has been played on me, on all of us, I have no doubt.
Well, maybe there would be no harm in trying to find out the cause.
Look about the hotel for all I care. I am not going anywhere.
I believe our search would be best started in the roof.
I would like to pull out the bundle of sticks from my pocket that I found before. And I'll go. I do not know if it is connected, but I found these sticks. I do not know where the microphone is going. It is well known, where I am from, accents are not very steady. It is very normal.
Is that birch? And I'll look closely.
I do not study treology.
Can I ascertain whether it's birch or not?
Make a nature check for me.
I hand them over.
I like playing an intelligent character. 23.
You have not seen much in this city of towers, a bustling metropolis as it is. But yes, it is birch.
Where did you get these?
They were literally underneath the table outside my room, Ed, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Underneath one of the tables in the corridor outside my room, room 11.
Maybe we should start our search there.
Perhaps. That is a
Well,
good idea as any.
what are we waiting for?
Just before we leave, did you say, my Warforged friend, that the magic was around the hotel's owner here?
Yes, there is a strange aura emanating from him and appears to be linked to something above us.
I know a little magic. It may not help, but... And I will cast Dispel Magic on Henson. I don't expect it to work, because it only works up to spells of 3rd level or higher. 4th level you have to do an ability check, and it might not even be a magic. It could be something that doesn't work, but yeah.
So, Fizzwizzle, you watch as this pale individual raises his gloved hands and just pushes them out. It appears to have no effect. You know the reason for this, Fizzwizzle. While magic in nature, this is a haunting.
Oh dear.
It was worth a shot.
And Leah, as you sit in the lobby, you can see everyone bunched together, deep in conversation. And Lester just hops across a little bit, stands on his hind legs, and then turns back to you, and then back at them, and then lollops back over to you.
I pick up Lester and walk towards the group.
So you all watch as this behatted individual comes carrying a rabbit under her arm.
Rivet is interested in the rabbit.
Really?
I hope you don't mind me coming over, but I saw a pretty weird figure on the wall a few seconds ago, and I think it might have something to do with all these lights and, well, maybe we could, group together, maybe?
Lady Lear, yes, you should join us. Let me introduce you to the group. Lady Lear here has asked for she's asked for shelter from the cold, haven't you? You and your friend there. Lady Lear here is obviously not a guest in the hotel, but she is welcome. So please treat her as one of your own.
Thank you kindly.
And I will introduce everyone. This is Fizzwizzle. This is Dr. Acula. This is Acula. This is Curion. This is Lady Nimeth, and this here is Sir Fizzwizzle.
It's William. It's William.
William. Everyone, Leia.
It's a pleasure to meet you all and make your acquaintance.
Now, if you don't mind, I think I should investigate the disturbance upstairs. Apologies.
Yeah, you probably all should. Enjoy that. I'll see you later.
Whoa,
Maybe
whoa.
we should all stick together.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay far away from whatever this is.
But you want to stay in the room where the ghost arrived while we leave you on your own.
There's no such thing as ghosts. They don't exist. They never have. I certainly have never seen any. They're not real.
So you'll be fine staying here by yourself then.
By myself. Is everybody going?
Well, yes.
Well,
I'd
if you
like to
must.
explore this mystery.
Right. Well, all right. I suppose I shall come with all of you then.
I would like to see where the bell came from, because I haven't seen that bell working in my lifetime.
Ed.
Did you say that out loud?
Yes.
Well, I'll show you. I believe I know which room it comes from.
Yes,
When the other shadows moved, did they go to a specific place, or was it just up?
just up. But as they headed towards the ceiling, they all seemed to converge into one column before disappearing through the ceiling.
Okay. Were they going in the column? Were they going towards a specific room that I would know in the geography of the hotel, or just up?
Make a straight intelligence check for me.
Okay. That is 9.
9. You are unfamiliar with the layout of this hotel. All you know is that they're headed up.
You're not scared there, are you, William?
No. No.
Can I see? Is he actually scared?
Make an insight check for me.
4.
He's a fairly nervy individual, but seems to be telling the truth.
Right then. After you.
I'm going first. I wanted to stay behind, and now you're sending me in first.
Oh,
No, I
not
will
first.
lead.
Thank you.
And
I
I'll go
know this hotel better than anyone here.
Right, and I'll pick up the rear.
I'm sure there's a mechanical explanation for this, and I would like to find out what it is.
Well, yes, and if anyone can find that out, it's you, Lady Nimeth. But would you mind bringing Rivet with you?
Oh, really?
Do not leave them in here anywhere
Oh,
on its own.
I thought you were saying because you'd be very helpful. Because
No,
you-
I just don't want another rug ruined.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry, what? Who's Rivet?
This is Rivet, and he gets on my shoulder.
Oh, he's quite charming, isn't he? My parents would probably enjoy meeting Rivet. Anyway, let's go.
So, led by Messington, you ascend the stairs above the fireplace and into the clockwork elevator. It is still working. It does not require electricity to run. And Messington, as you head on upstairs to the uppermost room, you remember how the building used to be before the hotel. You remember how many elements of it were boarded up, covered in stone and wallpaper. But you still know the secret ways. And so, making your way through the attic space, you find an area of wallpapered surface, hollower than the others, but solid. But you know, these used to be the steps to the tower.
Now this here is where the steps to the tower used to be prior to the existence of the hotel. So maybe we will find answers beyond here. This is where I felt something. Well, feel is rather a weird word.
Touch through the wallpaper.
Make a strength.
It's only wallpaper. Oh no! But I have
What did you
metal
roll?
hands.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 9 and have a -1.
Okay, you sort of dent it and it cracks through, and while not as much of an impact as perhaps you were hoping, you do see that beyond there is snow drifting down, and Messington, as you look through, you see stairs leading up.
Ah, the old stairs. I'll push the brick away, though I am not doing it as well as Nimith. Not quite as strongly. You notice that it's quite pathetic the way I'm doing it. almost like whatever was there that I've lost strength in my arms. It's so pushing it, kind of more used to folding towels than
I help
punching
him.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Together, you push away the bricks and you rip away the wallpaper before eventually is revealed the spiral staircase leading up and the soft howl of the wind above.
I'll lead them up. Come, join me at the top of this tower. This is where this is part of the old building. We don't use it as part of the hotel. Obviously, it's inaccessible to guests, but we have made it more accessible to ourselves. So let us see. Please try not to get the dust onto the carpet of the existing hotel. There's already more than enough to tidy up.
Is it quite safe? It looks quite rickety to me.
Oh, no, not at all. But...
What? It's not safe?
Probably not. No one's been up here in eons.
Well, I've been up here fairly recently, but it's fine.
You've been up here fairly recently?
Well, about 90 years ago, maybe.
90 years ago. For you and me, that is barely a moment. But for the others amongst us, that is their entire lifetimes.
But it's probably still safe.
Fingers crossed. I think that
It's a very long time.
it is a very long time for what I have been assured are normal humans. So, and Curion, but you never assured me, Curion, that you were a normal human, whereas I have had that twice today. So we'll make our way to the up through here.
Okay. As you ascend, you leave the room behind, heading up the spiral staircase. And Dr. Akula, as you turn around and head on out, you see that covering the floor are coal, smothered hoofprints. And as this session is taking longer than I anticipated, that is where we will take a break. And we will pick up in just a moment. We will be back very, very shortly. We'll have an insert of some kind, but we will be right back. Stay in the Twitch chat, stick around, say hi, and we'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye. Hi, I'm Ed.
And I'm Jessica.
And if you'd like, you can give us a like and subscribe on this video. You can also give us click on the bell icon. I think it gives notifications every time we have a new video out.
That's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
You did all the bits, yeah.
And Patreon. We've also got a Patreon.
Yes, that's it.
I'm here as a backup dancer, honestly.
It's very good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Shall we get back to the episode?
The episode is very
Yes. Yeah. And we're back. Let us jump right back into it because it was a long first half. We need to wrap this up before Christmas. So as you ascend the tower, a bracing cold grips you as snow and wind swirl about you. 4 stone pillars reach up to a large, arcing roof that sits under a layer of frost. Snow covers the stone floor beneath your feet, and as you look up, on either side of you, you see the vertical buildings that surround you, stretching up to the very clouds themselves, almost too numerous to count. And in amongst the howling snow, you see blinking lights. A haze of red, blue, and green lights sparkle in and out of existence, over bridges and walkways, in windows and from spires. And carried on the wind, from within the city of towers, you swear you hear the sound of song. Even on this coldest night, And even with everything that has happened, it seems that people are caroling. And in the center of the tower, directly in front of you, there hang 2 large silver bells. They are almost 10 feet across, and their surface is worn and rusted, and the wind howls through them, but they sit silent. What are you all doing as the wind swirls around?
Lady Nimith, what were you doing up here?
Just looking.
I don't believe that for a second. You have never been one to just look.
Rivet.
I just wanted to see the bells.
And did you see the bells?
I did see the bells.
I have not seen them for hundreds of years. Are they still as beautiful as I remember?
I don't know. How do you remember them?
Beautiful.
I mean, are they still beautiful?
They have a charm to them. Like I say, they are worn from years and years of weather and of lack of care, sitting up here, a relic of the last war. But they are impressive. They are ornate and they're embossed with various patterns. They are mighty.
They could do with a clean-up.
Well, now that is something I can help with.
By this stage, all of you are up, bracing yourself against the cold as snow and wind rushes through this open space, and you all stand around the bells that hang between you.
I'm just going to reach up and touch it and do a mending to clean them.
The mending doesn't necessarily work. You see elements of the rust fold back on itself where you touch and sort of peel back almost in reverse time lapse. But you're able to fix various bits of it. This will take some time, you imagine.
Well, I imagine I do not have time for... I'm going to say this out loud. I do not have time for this, but anything to bring them back to their former splendor. Do I have any idea of... Is this anywhere where that... When I did detect magic earlier, is this anywhere?
You get the sense that this is where the hum you felt came from.
The hum.
I knock on the bell.
Okay.
With my metal hand.
Make a strength check for me.
Oh, be careful.
14?
14. You do so, and it swings softly in the wind. And Leah, as you stand there, you see something just on the ground underneath it, almost buried in the snow. And Lester walks over to this small, strange indentation that sits deep in the white.
I'll approach it and look for it.
Buried in the snow, fallen from a great height, there is a locket, a golden locket, and on it the engraving of a simple flower, a lily.
Can I open it?
Yeah, absolutely. You pick it up, and opening, you see that inside there is a small painted image. It is one that you have seen before in the dining hall. Henson, the owner, a tall elven woman, and in front of her, a small half-elven girl. But as you open the locket, something falls from it. A key. A key that has a red ribbon tied through its loophole.
Do we see this?
Yeah, unless Leah is trying to keep this hidden from anyone.
I turn towards the others and I just hold up the key and shrug.
Do we see the locket as well?
You would, yes.
I just go, oh no, and then reach out for the locket and hopefully hope that she gives it to me.
I pull my hand back.
Is this yours?
Is it yours?
I don't know. I'd like to find out.
Well, your exclamation was mighty suspicious.
I think we can all agree it's neither of yours. I believe it probably belongs to Mr. Henson, as it is on hotel property.
Exactly.
And I'll hold out my hand.
Fine, seeing as you've been so hospitable towards me and my Lester. And I drop the locket in his hand thing.
It's a hand. It's okay.
It's a hand.
It's a hand.
It's a hand. It's a normal, perfectly normal human.
Perfectly normal human hand.
Yes, my name is Hugh Man.
Just a correction, I had it written wrong in my note. It's not a half-elven child, it's just an elven child.
I was very confused because I was like, it would make sense if it was me. And then I was like, but
Yeah.
I'm not a half-elf. Who is
like-
this mystery person?
Yeah, I was like, did they have a daughter that Nimith somehow doesn't know about?
Yeah.
So-
We've
it's written wrong in
all
my-
been waiting for the reveal, Ed. We've all been waiting for the daughter to come out and be like, ta-da, I'm the Phantom of the Opera.
Blame my trigger happy hands.
So do I recognize it?
You would recognize this locket, and indeed, the key.
But may I know where I recognize it from, Ed?
You may. It is a key you have not seen in a very long time. It's a key that disappeared almost 30 years ago to the day. But it is a key to a room you have not been permitted entrance to in all of those 30 years.
And can I just make an assumption that this is the wife's locket as well?
Looking at the front and the lily embossed, you recognize it as such. The one that is displayed on every portrait around the house.
It took me a second. I am not as young as I used to be. But this is, I know very well what this locket is, as any long-term stayers should be here. This is Miss Evergard's locket, Lady Evergard's locket. And I believe it should be returned to the rightful owner of it, Henson. But first, this key here is for a room we are forbade to go into. I would ask you all to respect the wishes of a very sad man.
But the ghost, whatever it was, said that the answers lie within these walls. Is that not maybe what they meant?
Yes, I guess you are right. And I guess that the safety of this hotel is more important than a man's feelings. What would you suggest, Lady Nimith?
I think if we gave it to my uncle, he would hide it away, and whether this is a real haunting or not, I think that's probably not for the best. So I think we should pursue this and find out the cause.
Well, I'm more than happy to check that out.
A wonderful idea. Let us get away from these silver bells.
Yes, let's get out of the snow. This is my favorite jacket and it's getting ruined.
I want to put my hand on the bell in memory, and just, it has been too long. I'm recognizing something that is at least as old as me, which there is nothing else of in this hotel as far as I'm aware, other than the hotel itself.
There is not. And as you look at the bells and the surrounding landscape, you take in the snow-covered buildings and remember when once you gazed out, still and solitary, at attention. It is reassuring in a way.
I stand up slightly straighter and, right, well, I guess if we're going to do this, it better be me that does it. And then I'll head back down the stairs, I think, towards the room.
Whistle, as everyone moves past you and you linger a little, you see the moon hanging in the sky and the shapes around the tower, occasionally silhouettes coming into view, just moving past, seemingly circling round the tower itself. The birch switches occasionally hitting at their back. They do nothing but float.
Recognize what they're doing with the birch.
Make a history check for me.
$11.
I would say you would not know what they're doing specifically, but in your readings, you have heard of stories, fables around this Yule time of year of birch leaves, birch twigs, birch branches wrapped up to create a kind of whip. You know that a lot of the time it is a story told to frighten young children into being good the year round. But you know that there is a story of an individual who carries such a whip, who leaves coal for those who are naughty. It is a fiend. You've only heard one name for it. Krampus. That is all you know.
Oh dear.
So you all head on down the long stairs and back into the hotel. Messington, where are you headed?
I know the way to the forbidden room. But did I hear Fizzwhistle say, "Oh dear"?
Make a perception check for me.
Real dice time. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, I just had an idea. Billy can edit the description of the locker, so instead of like half elf, it could be, and there's a elf.
I rolled a 20.
20. Even over the sound of the wind and the snow, you hear a mutter.
Fizzwhistle, I know we're all rather anxious, but are you okay?
Are any of us okay? I mean, you're talking about a haunting. I don't. No, I'm not okay.
And even a haunting is merely unwanted guests to be ejected from the premises. We've done this many a time, maybe not with such incorporeal folk, but nonetheless, it's the duty of the concierge to organise such things.
Wait, so you believe that there's actually a haunting going on?
Sir, I am a mechanical creature held together with magic and wishes. I believe in anything.
Right. Have any of you found anything unusual in the hotel recently?
Other than the birch sticks, I was wondering where the horses were. There were hoof prints near the steps.
Oh dear.
Cool.
You found birch and hoof prints?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Is this not normal?
I don't think so. Messington, do you usually have horses inside?
We don't normally have horses inside the premises. Not that I'm aware of, nor do we have any satyrs or centaurs or any such creatures staying on the premises currently. I could check, but you never know. But no one that I have checked in myself. Obviously, mistakes can be made, but no. I do know all of the guests that are in this hotel at the moment, and I believe, unless any of you have brought any hoof-legged friends in.
Rivet was a horse once, but he was a tiny horse.
Is there any animal that Rivet hasn't been? I'm not trying to give you ideas.
As you make your way to the elevator and begin to head on down, the bells ring out, chiming 12. It is 1 hour till the bell tolls 1.
Well, that has gone rather quickly, hasn't it?
Well, we should probably
What happens when you eat dinner so late?
You head down 1 floor and stepping out into the corridor. It is much like the one on the floor below, but with markedly fewer doors. You see Henson's room off to the right, and you see off in the far distance on the left the door to Lady Margaret's room. But as you step forward, you notice, Messington, it is not quite as you left it. There are vases that make their way down the edges of the corridor, usually filled with foliage and plumage and various flowers. There are instead bundles and bundles of birch in each one.
Well, this is out of the ordinary. This isn't what I'd left yesterday. We refresh the flowers daily. And I'm going to head towards Lady Margaret's room.
It looks untouched. The door is closed, locked, as it always is.
Just before we go in, I'm just gonna do a little false life spell on myself to give me some temporary hit points.
Okay. You place a white gloved hand on you and just feel an influx of energy through your chest.
I'm going to frown at you disapprovingly. As if I know the hotel. I know this hotel better than the back of my hand, Doctor. There is no requirement for that. I assure you, this is perfectly safe.
One can never be too careful in these circumstances.
But when dealing with fire and blood, you seem perfectly comfortable.
I am used to them, and they are under they are under my control. So,
Fire and blood.
I mean, just for scientific research. It's very scientific.
Right.
What kind of research? You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know. It doesn't matter.
I would love to regale you with the long and storied history of bloodology, but it seems we have only 1 hour to save this hotel.
Did we leave Henson downstairs?
You did, yes. He is sitting in the dining hall.
Okay. Messington, depending on what's in this room, maybe we should have my uncle with us. I can send Rivet down to fetch him.
You want to go and retrieve your uncle? I feel like your previous point stands. He may prevent that.
Well, that's why I suggested doing it after we go in the room.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant just to get him up here for part of the grand opening. I was a bit worried about that for a second. Yes, no, I absolutely agree with you. Once we're in, we will send for your uncle.
Since there's only an hour left and we're all up here and he's down there.
Do you think that Rivet will be able to convey a message accurately to him?
I've sent him to fetch him before. I think he'll know.
Rivet seems certain.
And Rivet can't tell him why, so he'll definitely come.
That's true. Sometimes I believe that frog dragon has more in its head than you.
That's very mean.
I'm still not used to human interaction.
Ed, I ever heard of bloodology?
I'm not going to make you roll for that. No. Never heard of bloodology.
No one's heard of bloodology.
It's a very respectable profession.
Bloodologist.
So as you all stand outside the door, what are you doing?
Well, let's go in, guys. What are we waiting for?
Could I just start to take a few things from the strap of my bag and start clicking them together?
Of course.
Messington, would you like to unlock the door?
Oh, well. I just wanted to take a moment of reverie, and I'll insert the key and unlock it. And
It fits perfectly. As you turn it to one side, the door creaks open. Dust hangs in the air. And as you step forward, the floorboards creak beneath your feet as you step forwards. On the far side of the room stands a 4-poster bed, its purple sheets untouched and covered in a film of dust. A sliver of light peeks in through the closed shutters, and you see a series of dressers and chests of drawers around the room. And opposite the bed, you see a large, ornate wooden desk on which there is a dusty mirror. All the objects around the room are laid out almost as if a display room, were it not for the amount of dust and dirt that lingers in the air. They have not been touched for decades.
is it dark in here?
It is, save for a small sliver of soft red light from the moon outside.
I'll reach my hand up and my finger will glow. I'll cast light.
Oh, I didn't do that earlier. I forgot I gave you that ability.
Well, I didn't want to waste it, and you all seem to be coping rather well.
I can
And
see
I-
very well in the dark.
I
Very normal.
can't.
Wait.
No one mentioned anything.
Well, I just assumed you could all see. Otherwise, you'd say, I can't see in the dark. So,
I assumed. There are goggles. We have people here with rabbits. I can't presume to understand what you humans know how to do with your bodies. But I believe some light right now would be fitting. For
Is there anything in the room that jumps out as unusual?
Make an
Or
investigation.
literally, yeah.
Make an investigation check for me. And indeed, anyone who wants to check, they may do so.
I'd like to check. But also, as soon as Messington says you humans, I just cough again. Go,
27.
3.
I specifically make my way towards the mirror.
Yeah, of course.
Got a
so,
17.
while we're rolling
I
perception,
would like to know if
Investigation.
investigation.
is a reflection. That is my goal.
I rolled a 2, but I got an 11.
Okay.
I
Did you
rolled a 20 and got 23.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Okay, so you all look around the space. For most of you, it is unfamiliar, but for Messington and for Nin, you know this room. Messington, you remember clearing and cleaning, and you remember the latter days of Lady Margaret's life. And Nimith, you remember running around down this corridor, Henson and Margaret bouncing you on their knee, chasing after you, playing hide and seek. Even for you, for whom long life is simply normal, 30 years seems an age away now. But as you look around the space, you see that on the desk there is a letter, unopened, with an wax seal on its front that displays a lily, roughly the size of the locket. And Fizzwizzle, as you walk around, you head over to the mirror. Jess, does he see anything in the mirror?
trousers and some shoes and a cloak and some gloves and what might be the back of his head in there because he's turned around.
Oh dear.
Can I go over to the letter?
Yeah, of course.
Is it addressed to anyone?
You turn it over, and where one side is completely covered in dust, the other is clean. It is simply addressed to Henson. It
Right.
looks like it has been here a very, very long time.
Messington, shall I send for my uncle?
I think maybe we should read that letter first, don't you?
You think we should open the letter that's addressed to him before he reads it?
He was the only person that knew where the key was to this room, as far as I'm aware. He had ample chance to read it prior to this.
That is interesting justification. I will hand the letter to you.
The safety of the hotel is paramount. I'll take it.
I will, if you are indeed opening it, I will send you what it says.
I feel like Messington's like killed people for the justification of like, keeping the hotel safe.
He's basically the staff from The Shining.
He's trying to do his best to keep everything the same. That's what he's trying to do.
So,
Oh my god, I didn't know they could draw pictures like that. Why are there no clothes? I'm just reading it.
Okay.
Dear sir or madam, the bacon was off.
so that is everything that the letter says. Is there anything anyone wants to do while Messington stands there in real time, in game time, scanning it very, very quickly? But is there anything anyone wants to do?
It's very dusty. Can we tell if anyone's been in here recently?
With your earlier investigation check, I would say it looks untouched. No one has been in here in a very, very long time.
Kirian just sighs and goes, that snow and dust. This jacket's never going to get cleaned. I don't know if the tail is still in Waterdeep. I should really go visit him again.
Oh, I could help you with that. I'm not the worst tailor in the world. Doctor, are you quite all right?
I'm fine. I'm enjoying this interesting evening with local customs. We do not often have hotel hauntings with mysteries to solve that I am from.
And where would that be exactly?
Oh, you cannot tell from my accent. I am from Wales. My thick
Wales.
Yes, Wales.
Yes.
I have a very noticeable thick Welsh accent.
Have I heard of this Wales?
Make a history check for me.
Fails.
Would I know it from my travels, Ed?
17.
History check. Oh, that is terrible.
Yes, has Fizzwizzle heard of Vales?
It's probably somewhere called Wales. Sure, yeah, it's like to the left, like really far away. Up to the left.
Left.
Left of the map.
Just left.
Just follow the star and go left a bit, and then you.
So you've come quite far then. I've travelled a fair bit myself. I can't say I've ever heard that particular accent.
Unknown where I'm from. Where are you from?
I'm from various places. My parents and I moved around quite a lot with travelling salespeople and inventors. Tell me, where you're from, do people usually reflect in mirrors?
I knew this would happen.
Could everybody step away from the doctor for me, please?
I have a terrible secret that I've hidden from you all. You may have noticed that I have been keeping to my room. I am pale, gaunt, drink out of a flask. My name is Dr. Akula, and I am an alcoholic.
Do I believe him?
Make an insight check.
Yeah, I'd like to do
Dr.
the same.
Kula. You're amongst friends.
Thank you, it means so much. I've been hiding it for so long.
I like how you are slightly Welsh.
I can't do accents.
What did you roll?
I only got an 11.
I rolled a 2 and I've got -1, so I won.
Curian is still just wiping dust off his velvet jacket and is very annoyed at this whole thing. Fizzwizzle, he seems to be telling the truth.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. It's obviously a very serious problem. Could everybody still step away, please?
I'll go and stand next to Messington and look over his shoulder at the letter.
Pull it in.
What's in the letter?
It is merely a love letter from Margaret to Henson. Would you care to read it?
Is it appropriate?
Maybe don't look at the drawings. Yes, it's entirely appropriate. And even for one such as me who lacks that particular part of my anatomy, it is heartwarming.
Maybe you could read it out for everyone?
Maybe I could read it out for everyone.
Almost as if in answer to this, there was a scream from several floors down, deep, blood-curdling, scared, and it echoes up the elevator shaft.
Was it a Henson scream?
It sounds in his timbre, yeah.
Doctor, that scream was blood-curdling. Are you able to locate it using your bloodology?
You are very smart of Warforged, but alas, the bloodology is much more scientific. It is not good for the tracking of people, but I think you are right. It was indeed blood-curdling.
I'm just like leaving the room and going.
Yeah.
Can I just say we appear to have veered from Dickens to Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, and I'm okay with it.
Very okay.
I'm into this. I'm into this.
Yeah. Can I take the band of brass from my hat and connect it to the things that I took from my bag strap, please?
You can, absolutely. You all rush, led by Nemeth and Messington still holding the letter, all of you rushing towards the elevator. And you go down, and you hear the jangling of chains as you do so, and an icy chill rushing up the elevator shaft towards you. As you come down, the doors open and you step out into the main hall, onto the mahogany balcony with the curving stairs coming round and the large tree in front of you. Chains hanging down from the ceiling, and across the floor before you, you see birch twigs scattered around. The lights are out and the Yuletide decorations quiver in the wind as on the other side of the room, the great glass windows are all flung open, battering against the walls. On the balcony outside, there stands a large figure, silhouetted against the faint red glow of the full moon. An immense creature of black fur, lithe and wiry, stood atop two goat legs, giant curved horns stretching from its head, framing an awful face. Its eyes gleam with black light, and from between rows of jagged yellowed teeth, a sharp tongue lolls out. Chains droop from all around its figure, clinking in the wind, and in one hand, it holds a collection of birch twigs all tied together in a switch, while in the other, it grasps a large, coal-stained burlap sack. And Fizzwizzle, you and you alone see beyond this creature, floating in the air behind, figures wrapped in chains, trapped, sorrowful, whipping themselves with birch switches. And next to the tree, leaning against one of the stone pillars, Henson quivers, staring towards the figure. "What do you want from me?" And the figure and slowly opens up the bag and begins to walk forward. Can everyone roll for initiative, please?
I mean, I have high hopes for us.
I got a 1
Oh my god!
plus 0.
Okay, so 25 to 20. Nope, 20 to 15.
15.
15.
15.
17.
Okay, so that will be DIANI first. Who has the higher dex out of Leah? Sorry,
My initiative is plus 3.
Mine's plus 4.
Okay, so Fizzwizzle. Then 15 to 10. 10 to 5.
I got an 8.
I got a 5.
Okay, so Doctor, and then
It's my legs, you see. They don't.
I need to fix those.
You do.
and what did you roll again? Sorry, Chris.
I just got a 1.
A 1. Okay.
Singular.
As soon as you said, "Oh, I got a 1," mine it just stopped rolling. It went from a 19 to a 1.
So the order is Leah, then it is Fizzwizzle, then it is Nimeth, then it is Dr. Akula, then it is Curian, then it is the Krampus, and then it is Messington. So,
At your
top of
service.
the round, Leah, what would you like to do? And I will bring up the map for everyone.
Ooh, heck, I don't like going first, especially when I'm not sure what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. Well, shit. Might as well just go for it. And I'll take my my gun out. And I'll attack.
Okay, make an attack roll for me, please.
Why not? That's a 24.
That definitely hits. Roll for damage.
Okay. Where's my dice gone? Good lord. Don't mind me. There it is. 16.
16, okay.
So that's my first attack, and then I'll make a second attack.
Okay, roll to attack. .15. That just misses, I'm afraid.
Oh
As
shit! Oh no! I'm so sorry. I rolled my attack, not my. Let me do that again because I didn't roll my d20. I accidentally rolled my d6 because I'm.
Oh, okay.
So that's a 25.
That hits. Roll for damage.
Okay.
There's a 25 hit.
That would be a 11.
Okay. That does damage. Let me say. Okay, so as you do that, it is going to use one of its legendary actions as it opens its bag, and from out of the sack, you hear And these 3 tiny little elven creatures come out with bushy beards and little red caps and wearing massive iron boots. And in one hand, they have wicked-looking sickles. Let me just bring those up as 3 red caps enter. And that is all they can do. Fizzwizzle, it is your turn. You should be able to move yourself now.
Okay, thank you. Right, so I am a little bit far away. So I am going to use my cunning action to dash up to the Krampus.
Okay.
And as I run, I flick the 2 switches on the 2 hilts that I have crafted from the various bits and pieces that I've got together. And these strange fizzing black blades judder into existence, but they're fringed with white. And they flicker not unlike a Bunsen burner as I make my way across. And as you see me run, you could swear that the moustache that is already quite twirled and stiff somehow twirls a little bit more, and I make my way over there and try and stab him.
Okay, try and stab the Krampus.
Okay. That went all over the place. That would be an 18.
That just hits. Roll for
Oh,
damage.
lovely. Okay. So that is 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Is there anything else you can do on your turn?
No, that's it.
Okay, it is going to use... no, it can't use another legendary action. So you watch as Fizzwizzle rushes across the room to face off against this large goat-like demonic creature that just looks down at you with a slobbering long tongue and just... It is Nimith's turn. Nimith, what are you doing?
So I'm going to have a Superman moment and fling off the cape, which reveals a full body armor Iron Man style thing. And Rivet is going to go and sit on Henson's shoulder and like stare down the thing. And then I'm gonna load my fists, Henry Cavill style, sorry, I'm just checking if this spell is a bonus action. No, it's an action. What's the point in that? I'll just go and punch the thing twice.
Okay.
Is he flanked?
He is flanked, yes.
Does that mean I get advantage?
It does, yes.
Sweet. Right.
Have you moved yourself? Or...
No, I haven't.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Would you like me to?
Sorry, I keep thinking my thing's lagging, but no, that's okay.
26.
Mm-hmm.
First one.
Yeah, that hits. Roll for damage.
12 damage and disadvantage on something. Where does it say this? I think they get disadvantage on... Oh, where is it? I'll look it up.
Okay,
and
no,
next
that's fine.
time they have to do something. Hopefully I'll know the answer.
Okay.
And then second attack, even better, natural 19 plus 8.
Okay.
9 damage, and I believe it's thunder damage because it's thunder fists.
Okay, so as she throws her cloak off, Nimeth rushes forward, her hands just charging as you see the metal gauntlet around one hand and the strong vibrating metal arm on the other, as there's just this boom, boom, and there is this as this wave of just thunder flies out and some of the snow rises up in waves before falling down. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Nimeth?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so Dr. Akula, what would you like to do?
Wonderful. So first, as a bonus action, I'm going to spend 3 of my sorcery points. I will put my hands up and go, "Come to me, my children of the night," and I will summon a hound of ill omen, which is like a spectral hound, to attack the Krampus.
I only have a giant spider, so I'm going to...
It's a dire wolf. I mean, I control it and stuff, so
Okay.
you don't need to worry about that. And I can keep. The only thing is, it says roll a separate initiative. Do you think it's easier?
Let's.
Yeah, I'm just thinking having to pop that in. So I'll do the rest of my stuff because that was a bonus action.
Okay.
And
You
then
can
I'll do
control your giant spider on the map now.
Oh, lovely. I mean, spiders, wolves, they're very similar. You know, as it goes. Lovely. Right, and then I'm going to get to my spell list. So, I am going to do a good old firebolt. Why not?
Okay. Bear in mind, Fizzwizzle is directly in your line of
okay.
sight.
Then I won't do that because that would be bad. I'm going to do Chill Touch instead, which is like a ghostly hand. So I feel like I can move and do a ghostly hand that won't involve a 5 of death that will kill everybody. And it's 120 feet, so I feel like I'm well within.
You definitely are. So
I could angle it like above because it's a hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do I need to roll?
It's a cantrip. It's a ranged spell attack. So let me just do that now.
Okay.
It's been so long since I've done a ranged spell attack. Oh, that's good. That's 22. I'm going to hope that hits.
That hits very much so. Roll for damage.
So that's 2d8, which I'll roll now.
Also, Billy, you're up next.
That's a 5. 5 damage.
5 damage.
The
Okay.
cantrip. It's very powerful. And then I'm going to grab both ends of my cloak and just float up 20 feet in the air.
In front of the fireplace,
Yeah.
holding up these vaguely bat-like cloak, you see Dr. Akula slowly rise into the air above the balcony itself, looking down as this strange, ghostly, skeletal hand reaches down and buries into the Krampus's black skin as it just...
That is
Didn't
great.
know as much about normal humans as I thought I did.
Very normal. So my spectral hound is going to run over. It's got a speed of 50 feet, so it looks like it will well do that. It's going to do its bite attack, which I'll just roll for.
Okay, at advantage because it's flanked in...
Oh, nice. Thank you very much, see. I get +5 to hit. So, the first one was a 7, so I'm guessing that wouldn't have hit.
That does not hit, I'm afraid.
The second one is a 19.
That hits. Roll for damage.
Lovely. 2d6 +3. This is piercing damage. I don't think that affected it before, though, did it? That didn't have anything special. 2d6. 9 damage.
9 damage.
Wow.
Okay. This large creature, for however intimidating it is, you are definitely taking chunks out of it, and it is looking very, very surprised at how these hotel guests are quite as formidable as they seem to be. Is there anything else that your wolf is doing on its turn?
No, it basically attacks. It basically, I tell it a target and it will just attack it till it's dead.
Cool. So,
Quite
Curian,
straightforward.
it is your go. What would you like to do?
Okay, seeing this, Kieran, for this entire time has been holding a glass of whiskey that has just been stirring the entire time since the dinner. Never put it down or anything. Occasionally taking a sip. So he just swigs it and gently puts the glass on the floor next to him, and then pops the single button on his dinner jacket and steps forward just in front. Oops, sorry, I sort of drew on your thing, Ed. I can't move mine.
Okay.
So I want to step just in front of Messington.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
So Eldritch Blast is it's a cantrip. So I am going to cast it. And I rolled a 12.
12, that misses, I'm afraid.
Okay. So as a bonus action, I am going to begin to sing melodically, and anyone within 60 feet of me can now have an inspiration die, 1d8. For 10 minutes, the creature can add it to one ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. This can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome.
So who are you giving that to?
It's any creature within 16 feet, within 6 feet. 60
You have
feet
to choose
of me.
one, or is it all of them?
Sorry?
I think you have. I think you have to choose one.
Pick one.
Yeah.
I think I will give. Who took out who took out the most of the Krampus's health?
Probably Nimeth, I would say.
I will then. Sorry, can you move me just in front, or just straight down, just past Messington, please?
Yeah, of course. There we go.
And
I say.
yeah, so Nimeth is going to get 1d8 for 10 minutes.
So is there anything can I use that on anything?
Yeah, so ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Nice.
So is there anything else that you want to do on your turn?
I think. Oh, hang on. When I attacked, it is flanked, is it not?
That's only with melee.
Oh, okay, beg your pardon. Right,
Yeah.
in that case, I'm not going to do anything else.
Okay, so it is the Krampus's turn. So
he gets disadvantage on attacks against anyone that's not me.
okay, so the red cap that is next to the direwolf is going to try and kick it with an iron boot.
Yeah.
That misses wildly.
Oh, okay.
So it used that instead of its 3 attacks. The one next to you, Fizzwizzle, is going to try and rush you with its sickle. So that will be... Well, 2 of those attacks miss, but one of them is 24.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, so that will be 7 points of slashing damage as it runs up to you, wielding this sickle with fervor as it just... And only one of them nicks you as it just flies across your immaculate suit, tearing the waistcoat in the center.
Oh, you little fuck!
The one next to you, Nimeth, is going to also try and attack you with a sickle. That will
Language.
be an 18.
No.
Who's in character? It's fine.
I know. I'm
20.
Yeah.
And a 20.
also in character.
So that will be... so that will be 10 points of slashing damage, followed by 8 points of slashing damage, as the first one sparks off your armor, and the other 2 just manage to get in just below the kneecaps. They are small, but they are mighty. As for the Krampus is going to... Looking around at the chaos around him, he is going to look directly at Henson, and his long tongue seemingly becoming even longer, he shrugs off one of the chains and just... and flings it across the space towards him. He is...
Disadvantage.
Yes.
My armor starts pulsing, apparently.
So
Warm.
it hits, but you can see him just bring his hand up a bit as he just... as the chain connects with Hansen, and he is now considered grappled as this long chain stretches across the length of the room. The Krampus then turns towards you, Nimeth, as you continue to glow, and he is going to try and attack you, and you are flanked. So that will be 24 to hit for the first one, and a natural 20 on the second. So
Jesus.
Die.
so that will be 14 points of slashing damage with the first, and 10 points of slashing damage on the second, as he just brings up his birch switch and just down on your face.
Ed, just to check.
Yes.
Did you double the dice damage on the second one because it was a crit?
Yes, I did.
And you still only got 10. That's lucky.
Yeah.
If you hadn't doubled it, I would actually be dead.
Wow.
Because I have 2 hit points in.
Really?
Okay.
At level 6?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
No, my constitution is okay. I rolled pretty bad.
Okay. So that is all the Krampus can do. So, Messington, it is your go.
Messington. I'm going to say, I don't believe you have a reservation. And then I just want to check something. These squares are 5 feet, yeah?
They are, yes.
Yeah, okay. So I want to target just next to the Krampus, between the Krampus and the window. So you see where the wind, just outside the window?
Yep.
And I'm going to reach my hand up like that and sync with the resonance of the bell above me, and I'm going to shatter the Krampus.
Okay.
My armor starts to vibrate like this. Old triggers underneath it suddenly relivened. There's a noise like a hissing, screeching noise underneath my armor, and then a
Okay.
shatter. And I'm also going to say, Doctor, I apologize for your dead dog.
So, what's the radius and what do I need to roll?
It's 60 feet, so I that's why I've done it over there. Hopefully it's not touching the dog, but it might. And it's 10 feet radius. Okay. I'm trying to catch a red cap and a Krampus. I'm trying to catch a red cap and a Krampus for Christmas. And each creature must make a Constitution 13 saving throw.
Okay.
Or take 4d8 damage.
Okay, do you want to roll 4d8? Because the red cap was fine. Krampus rolled a natural 1, so...
What was it? Was it 13?
13, yeah.
Oh, damn, I got a 12. Okay.
I don't know if it reaches you. I'm trying to put it...
I would say with a 10-foot radius, you can probably avoid the
it's not
the direwolf, yeah.
Right, so we've got 11, and then... so 22.
Sure.
21. 21.
Okay. Krampus is looking bad. And the one who succeeded, does he still take half damage?
A half as much on a successful one, yes.
Okay, so that will be... Okay, lovely. So is that all you want to do in your round?
No, I will head over to them. I'll walk towards them to eject them from my hotel.
You should be able to move yourself. So, Leah, it is your turn as you see this chaos and explosion happen on the other side of the main hall. What would you like to do?
Okie doke. I'll. What's that big bug thing?
That's in place of a direwolf at the moment, belonging to your friend Dr. Akula.
Okay, excellent.
Spectral hound.
I won't attack that
I can't
then.
move myself.
Okay, I will. Can I attack one of the little guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
The one that is kind of closest to me.
Mm-hmm, sure thing.
Oops, accidentally just drew a dot on his face. So yeah, I'll attack him, and yeah, I'll just do a straight attack. That is a 20. Oh man, maths is not my strong point. 25.
Definitely hits. Roll for damage.
Oh, that fell on the floor.
I can't move.
Oh, you can't move. Let me try and
That's
correct.
19.
There you go. Should be able to. 19 damage. Okay. Okay. Okay, and your second attack?
And for my second attack, I would like to use... I would like to expend a grit point to use Deadeye Shot to gain advantage on the attack roll. And I would also like to use my Sharpshooter feat to take a -5 penalty to my attack roll. so that I can potentially do plus 10 damage.
Okay, roll
See
to
how that goes.
I like this game.
Oh man, both of those are terrible. So that's a 13. No wait,
Just
it's a 14.
13 just hits, so
No freaking way!
yeah,
Oh,
fucking
yeah!
way, roll your damage.
Yeehaw! So that's 25.
You just watch as this red cap just flies across the floor. It is hanging on by, dare I say it, a thread, as it just tries to pick itself off the floor. And you swear you see underneath the white beard just dripping blood, and you see that it is trying to pick a hairy jaw off the floor and just put it back on itself. It's... Is there anything else that you want to do on your turn?
No.
No. Okay. So on the Krampus's, as a legendary action, he's going to use both of them to start pulling Henson towards him. And that will bring Henson...
Still gets disadvantage on attacks.
It's
That
not an
helps.
attack, unfortunately. Sorry, he's just dragging it. As you just watch as Henson is dragged across the floor as the chains... as he's slowly dragged towards him.
Is the
And
clock timed yet?
it is not yet.
Okay.
No. But, so it is Fizzwizzle. It is your turn. As you see and turn around to see Leia just sort of Jango Fett style spin the gun in her hand, and she just, as you see the red cap next to you just scrabbling around on the floor in a pool of blood. What would you like to do?
Okay. Is the Krampus flanked?
Very flanked, yes.
Does that mean that I get advantage?
It does mean you get advantage.
Wonderful. I would like to attack the Krampus, please.
Okay, attack the Krampus.
I'm rolling with advantage. That is a 25.
That very much hits. Roll for
Which
damage.
means that I get my sneak attack damage.
It does. Roll all of your dice.
So that is 6 points of piercing damage plus 11 points of piercing damage. So 17 points of piercing damage altogether.
Okay.
And then I would like to expend one of my Whales from the Grave abilities to cause half of my sneak attack damage, so rounded up, so 2 d6s, to one of the red caps, please.
Okay, sure thing.
Oh, that's 9. The very injured one, if that's all right.
Yes.
So I will stab the Krampus, and then immediately there will be this... the dark shadows emerge around the red cap.
Okay.
And that 9 points is necrotic damage.
It's out for the count. It just... like, it's already, like, straddling the ground, trying to pick up its jaw, and at this, it just simply falls to the ground and lies still and motionless.
Lovely. How's the Krampus looking after that?
Real bad, real bad.
Okay, wonderful.
So, Nimeth, it is your go as you see your uncle slowly being pulled across the floor.
Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus action. I didn't think I'd get to use this, but I'm on 2 hit points, and it's a one-shot. So I'm going to use my bonus action to gain temporary hit points equal to my level. I get 6 hit points. Hooray!
Okay.
Not dead, not dead.
Still would just be 1 hit and I'd be out. Okay, and then I'm just going to do the same. I'm just going to punch him twice.
Okay, roll to attack. At advantage.
Key. The same twice, but the same is good. 24.
That hits. Roll for
And
damage.
then I assume I can't add my inspiration to my damage.
Don't think so,
Okay,
no. I think it's just attack. Or skill
10.
check. 10.
10 thunderous.
How would you like to dispatch of the Krampus?
With a thunderous boom. And can the chains break?
Yeah.
That would be useful.
So as you power up your fist, and you feel a swell of energy through you as health bleeds into every portion of your body, and you feel just enough to bring your fist forward and connect with this hairy, furry creature that just... And there is this implosion of snow and darkness as you all bring your hands up as this crosses all of you. This wave, this dome of shadow emanates out before coming back in, and chains fall to the ground. Shadows slowly lift up into the air and go outside, hanging in the air, until eventually dissipating. And the two remaining red caps look up at you all, looking very, very, very scared.
I still have an attack left.
You do still have an attack left.
Can I attack one of them? Is it still an advantage?
It is, yes.
Nice. So that's a 1. So 17.
17, that hits. Roll for
Plus
damage.
8. I want to use my inspiration, but I don't know if I'll get to. 7.
7 points of damage. Okay. Is that everything you want to do on your turn?
Yes, Rivet is gonna soothe Henson.
Rivet just looks down and... Henson looks more perturbed than anything, but as he struggles against the chains, he looks up at you, Nimeth, and just nods at you. So, Dr. Akula, what would you like to do?
So, alas, the hound can only have one target, so now the campus has died. It is gone. But I still have 3 sorcery points, so I'd like to summon the same hound and direct it at whichever red cap looks healthiest. I don't know which one that is.
Will be the one next to Mr. Fizzwizzle as the hound rushes forward at this tiny little creature.
Wonderful.
I love the idea that it disappears and then you immediately summon it back and it just rolls its eyes at you and then...
Oh, you! It's all right, we're best friends. And then I'm just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Also, I realised that my spell list was mostly non-combat spells. So, good for me, right? So I'm just going to do the good old chill touch again.
Okay.
Against the less good looking one. That was a 19.
That hits. Roll for damage.
That is 11.
11 points of damage.
Nice, with 2d8.
Okay, is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
The direwolf is obviously, it's our turn. It's going to attack the healthy looking one, so I'll just roll for that. That's a 14.
That hits. Roll for damage.
Okay, wonderful. 2d6 plus 3, yeah. Clicking on all the things. That is an 8. 8.
Okay. Lovely. So, Curian, it is your go as you see the Krampus dissipate into shadow and smoke. 2 little red caps still standing there, looking around incredibly panicked, and you see them eyeing the window. What would you like to do?
I am going to move, first of all, and I'm going to use my feline agility to double my speed.
Okay.
So I can move 60 feet.
Okay.
And I'm going to move here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going to move to, I believe, I can move to there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to attack the little guy near the windows.
Okay.
So just below Nimeth. So I'm going to once again use Eldritch Blast.
Okay, roll to attack.
Are you kidding me? It is an 8.
That does not hit, I'm afraid, as another blast just flies wild, and you find yourself questioning your decision to have drunk a whiskey just before this. But Is there anything else you want to do?
What I'm going to then do is I cannot move. How far did I move? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not going to move anymore.
Okay.
And can I? Oh, I can't really do much else. I'm just gonna shrug and go, and then look around for any more bottles of whiskey or something.
As the blast flies wild, you see both redcaps just duck and they are going to try and run away, which means every single person there gets an opportunity attack at advantage. Yeah. So, Nimeth, would you like to go first as the one
Thunder fists. Thunder fists.
Thunder fists! Oh!
23.
23, that hits. Roll for damage.
Oh, I only rolled a 1, so 6.
6, okay. Jess, would your direwolf like to make an opportunity attack?
Would love to make an opportunity attack. That's a natural 20, my friend.
Oh my gosh, yep, that hits. Roll for damage.
So I double the dice, don't I? I don't do many attacks. So that's 9 plus 9, which is 18, plus, was it 3? Hold on, let me just double check. I think it's...
I mean, I'm already telling you, as it starts to run away, as it is hit with a blow from behind by Nimeth and staggers towards the window, there is this, as the wolf just leaps forward and just grabs this tiny little creature that just, as it just flies from side to side. The other one is going to try and run away. Fizzwizzle, would you like to make an attack at advantage?
Oh, a little bit scared now, are you, laddie? That is 18.
18, that hits. Roll for damage.
Lovely. Okay. I just need to check something. Bear with me a mo.
That's okay.
Doctor, your study of bloodology appears to have a lot more to do with animals than I thought it did.
Oh, this is unconnected.
It's 8 points of piercing damage.
8 points of piercing damage. Okay. He's still going to run around.
I assume we can't, it's a reaction, isn't it? Attack of opportunity.
Yeah. Messington, it is your go as you see the one remaining redcap run towards the open window.
I'm going to step up to it, so I can do that now. Mm-hmm. Step up to it, and then I'm going to grab it and eject it from my hotel, as it does not have a reservation. We are full for the season. And while I do that, I'm also going to shocking grasp it. Now that I've reawoken old feelings within myself of protectiveness against my home.
I will say it is wearing very heavy metal boots, so this will be
good luck to effective. It, is what I say to it. Good luck, sir. This is what you get. Make a call, send a courier, anything, let us know you're on your way, but we are full. We'll pick it up. Like that. So I need to roll to hit. Am I at advantage or anything? Just
at advantage because it's wearing metal.
No, to hit.
Yeah. So advantage to hit because it's wearing metal.
Well, that's lucky. Ooh, I'm good at 22.
22, that hits. Roll for damage.
It's one, and it can't take corrections. You have advantage attack? Oh, yes. It is 2d8. Exploding red caps. It is 13 points of damage as I eject that horrible thief stealing time from other people.
As you throw him out, you just hear one cry of, "Why don't you get a phone?" as he just flies out into the cold winter air.
Have better manners.
Is quiet once more. And the chains slowly begin to dissipate, disappearing up into the ceiling. There is only the sound of the wails of the wind outside. But Fizzwizzle, as you look, you see that in the darkness of the air, eyes still look to Henson.
Do I recognize the eyes?
They are from the creature you have just fought. They hang in the air at a distance, but they stare at Henson.
Okay. With my blades, the glowers still ignited, I walk over to Henson.
What is going on?
I think you've got some letting go to do.
What do you mean?
The hotel's haunted. But not in the conventional sense. It's haunted because you are. By the memory of her.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. You always have. You've carried it long enough. You need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive her. And you need to forgive the world that took her from you.
I believe I may be of assistance here, and I'll produce the letter from my panel and hand it to Henson.
He takes it, and he looks at the first couple of lines, and then you can see he can barely bring himself. His eyes grow red, and you see, for the first time in a long time, Nemeth, emotion in his face. He holds up the shaking paper. Can somebody read it for me? Please.
Happy to be of assistance. Take it back. My dearest Henson, I am sure that by the time you read this, I will have passed away. I write this with my last breath. Even now, the effort it takes to hold the pen aloft in my hand is almost more than I can muster. I love you, Henson. Our life together was over too quick, but that would always have been the case. With you, even centuries have flown by in the blink of an eye. But I would have it no other way, for a lifetime with you has been worth 1,000, no matter how short it feels. In your companionship, I have experienced the width, breadth, and depth of thought and of feeling. Before I met you, I thought I understood the meaning of friendship and the nature of love. But that is akin to comparing a candle to a roaring flame. In each other's company, we gave one another so much more than we thought we knew we were capable of, and I am forever grateful for that. But I know you, Henson. I know that you will miss me, just as I will miss you. But you must not let your grief consume you. Allow yourself to love, and more importantly, allow yourself to be loved. For when the world is cold and bitter, and its weight too great to bear, it is love that guides us, protects us, and strengthens us. And know that my love is with you always. It is with you in the life we have made together. It is in this hotel, the guests who walk through our doors. It is in the staff. It is in Messington. It is in the family we have built. It is in our memories, and it will hold your heart, protecting it like a flame against the wind. Look after Nimith. She does not have her parents. She does not have me. Only you. Care for her as if she were your own, for my love is in her too, just as it is in you. I am tired. I think it is time for me to put the pen down now. I love you, Henson, with all my heart. Yours, Margaret.
Thank you, Messington. And Fizzwizzle, as you look outside, the eyes blink, and they are gone. And the darkness in the sky slowly lifts as Messington folds the letter once more. And Nimith, Henson looks to you. I am so sorry.
I'm just going to go give him a big hug.
He returns it. And you all stand in this quiet hotel. As you do so, listening to the wind outside, looking around at these strange fellows that you have found yourself amongst, it is punctuated by one final sound, the ringing of the bell. And with that, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, everyone. I know this is a much longer one-shot than we've usually done, but thank you for sticking with it. Thank you, everyone who's been in the chat. It's massively appreciated. We will be back in the new year with picking up from the very exciting cliffhanger we left on with our mid-season finale. But in the meantime, can we have a massive thank you? And let's have a round of applause for Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Oh, no.
Chris, tell everyone where they can find you, what you're doing, anything you have to plug. Now is your time to do so.
Always on Twitch, every single day except Saturday. You can find it. I do a big positivity mental health show every morning to make people have a lovely day. 8 a.m. on Twitch at twitch.tv/thatchrispg. But more importantly, every Thursday night, we have Dungeons, Dragons, and Democracy, which is the only online, fully improvised show from nothing made up. But it's where everyone in the chat plays. So every single person in the chat plays. It is insanity, but it is amazing. And we are building the biggest menagerie of followers. I've never had a party in D&D in all 24 years that I've been playing where we have adopted every single bloody animal we've come across, but that's what's happening. They've just adopted an owlbear called Steve
I
Bartman.
understand this pain so
And I'm on everything else as well, all the other social medias. But that's those places. Come and join us. I like to spread a bit of positivity every day. That's my goal in life.
Well, thank you for bringing some to us today.
This has been wonderful.
We'll definitely have you back because this has been lovely. In the meantime, it is late and it is Christmas Eve as well. So in the meantime, everyone have an incredible holiday, however you are celebrating, wherever you are celebrating, and whoever you are celebrating with. Be safe, stay well. We love you so much, and we will see you in the new year. In the meantime, happy holidays and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.